Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Horror, episode 13. I am so excited to be here and to be sharing this final episode of Asylum with you guys and with our amazing admin, Miss Tammy. Tammy, welcome.
Hey guys.
Welcome to BRT as well in the comments. BRT is one of our biggest moderators, and BRT has proved his worthiness. Now, BRT is just amazing. So BRT is now a new admin for what is now known as the cult members of AHS. So that is now our group. We are now not the freaks of AHS, but the cult members of AHS. So welcome, Gary, to our admins. He didn't have to sell his soul for that job. So he was like, yeah.
Oh, he's done his job.
Yeah, and thank you so much, everybody, for the likes. Everything sure does help, so I greatly appreciate it very much. Okay, so we're going to talk about episode 13, the final episode of American Horror Story today. And I'm excited because that has to be the best episode out of all of the season of Asylum.
I would think it's almost one of the best out of every season.
Absolutely. Now, it does rival with Hotel's season 5 exit because, mind you, the finale to Hotel didn't answer all of the questions that I had for the hotel and the characters. And I understand that. But the ending that we got with Liz and Tristan just, oh my God, hit me so hard in the feels.
Yeah, we know. Hopefully we'll get answers someday.
Okay. Oh, that's why I think that, again, Hotel kind of marvels to
it does.
Madness Ends, which that is the episode to the finale for Asylum. It is called Madness Ends. Now, this was really just such a great episode. I have to say that my favorite thing about it was mostly the power of forgiveness, about how Kit talks about, forgiving Sister Jude and everything. So, I mean, this was a wonderful episode. This really, truly, as Tammy agrees with it, I mean, this has to be probably the best episode ever in the entire season of all seasons. So I am honored to be discussing it with you, sis.
Good. I'm excited too.
Glenn, no worries. If you have to leave halfway through the stream, you help yourself, no worries. But if you guys have any questions, Jamario Casey cannot join us tonight. I do apologize. He will not be here. But they will be here on Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time because we are going to do the final episode for Beyond the Horror Asylum. We're going to talk about the season. We're going to talk about season 7. And most importantly, we're going to draw the name of the contest winners that episode. So don't forget, every episode of Beyond the Horror Asylum, Casey gives you guys a book title. This time I'll give it to you. You want to write it down. You want to private message it to him. That's in the link in the description. You want to do it every episode because you want 13 titles. 13 titles. If you get them all right, we're going to put you into a drawing. The winner gets a $20 Amazon gift card. So absolutely. Yeah, it is. Again, this was absolutely the best episode. So again, we really appreciate you guys being here for every episode of Asylum and Murder House, Roanoke, and we're really excited that Cult is coming September 5th, right, Tammy?
Yes, and I'm so glad you're on board.
Yeah, I am so excited, guys. Don't forget, September 5th, we will be here live streaming Beyond the Horror Cult, okay? For at least an hour after the show, taking your questions. We're going to talk about the episode, kind of straighten some things out, answer your questions. And if anybody was confused on anything, we'll unconfuse it for you. So, okay, this episode was called Madness Ends, and it was fantastic. Okay, so the whole thing is that Lana she's being interviewed. Okay, because she's getting a Kennedy Center honor, and they only give very certain specific people these honors. Because I checked this out when I was doing the theory for season 6. about Shelby being Lee's daughter from this season. So Lana gets this prestigious award in this final episode. And so we basically get the entire episode through Elder Lana's eyes, which is 2013. Did it say how old she was, sis?
No, I don't think they did.
Okay.
I don't remember. I can look it up if you did.
Oh, it's okay. But I mean, we can tell by the face and everything that she is older. Okay, so yeah, you could definitely tell she aged. Now, she says to this reporter that she does not necessarily want to discuss Dr. Thredson, the Bloody Face saga, but she kind of agrees to some of it. Okay, so she flashes back to entering the asylum with the film crew, and about, with her series, America's Unmasked or something, the footage that you get of when Lana is going through the asylum is footage of the real asylum that Geraldo Rivera did the expose on, like in the 70s. The mental hospital that Briarcliff is basically based upon. So, yeah, I mean, they use the real footage. As far as I'm concerned, they use the real footage. Everything looked exactly, a lot of it cut like from that film footage of when Geraldo went into that asylum.
Right.
It could not be, but it looked exactly like it. But so she...
Which is actually Willowbrook School in Staten Island.
Willowbrook. Okay, thank you. Okay. So Lana talks about how she finds Sister Jude and pulls her out. Basically, she's in this solitary cell, been like thrown away like a bad pet or something like that, locked away like a bad pet. And Lana finds her and helps her and gets her out of Briarcliff, but then she admits that that was what she wanted to happen. But in reality, when she went back to save Sister Jude, it was too late. That's when she was told that Sister Jude had died. Okay, right. So we also find out in this episode, because it starts out with Johnny Morgan. He's the guy who is Bloody Face currently, but it talks about how he gets into the asylum and how he actually is the one who is haunting Leo and his bride at the beginning of the season. So we get those clips of them throughout the whole season of Asylum. So it's actually the real Bloody Face, and the real Bloody Face is the one who killed also those two kids.
Right. That's the only reason my friend watched, was because Adam Levine was in it for a little bit.
Right? Oh, God. Adam Levine is hotter than the sun. Yeah, absolutely. Don't blame him.
Nope.
So Lana goes to see Kit. Okay, we go back to 1971, where Lana talks about visiting Kit. She brought a camera crew with her, and he said he talked to her, but not with the crew. Okay, so she asks him about Betty Drake, which a lot of us remember is Will Drake. It matches the same name from Hotel. So a lot of people wonder if he gave her the name Betty Drake, and if they're kind of like the names are connected somehow. I mean, it's possible. A lot of things in Ryan's world connect, so it's very highly possible that the name that he used to take out Sister Jude, Betty Drake, was somehow thought of. Maybe it's a family name from Kit. Maybe it was his mother's maiden name. We just don't know why he used the name Betty Drake. It would seem obvious he would use a family name. Why would you just pick out a name like, I mean, Betty was very popular back in the 70s, the 60s and 70s, so I get that. But why Drake? He had to use the last name for some reason. So it just really makes me think that it was put there on purpose. I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. Tammy, do you think that using the name Betty Drake, they did that on purpose?
I wouldn't put it past Ryan, because he wants to try to connect each season, so maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Okay.
I thought the Monsignor gave her that name.
No, no, he showed her the file where Jude was dead. And then when she found out that Kit took a woman named Betty Drake from
Right. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Now, Monsignor Howard did re-give her that name, Betty. Well, wait a minute. Tammy, actually, wait a minute. You're bringing up a good point because wait a minute. Kit didn't pick the name. Monsignor Howard did. Monsignor Howard was the one who wrote that she was dead in her file and reassigned her to the name Betty Drake. So my bad, guys. And what's up, Rolling the Waves? You've been watching for ages but never spoke. Welcome.
Oh, welcome and thank you for speaking or typing.
So that's a really great point. That where did he get that? I mean, Betty, obviously, again, it's a very popular name, but what would make him think?
Yeah.
And you know, Timothy Howard and Billy Dean Howard, and then the Drakes.
Right.
I wonder if the Howards and the Drakes are somehow related.
I don't know. They very well could be.
Possibly. Okay, so I just wanted to say that because that jumped out at me when I was watching the episode, obviously. Okay.
Right.
So so she the patient, so when she questions Kit, she says that the patient was released to his custody, his care, and though she started to recover, or excuse me. So he thinks that he snuck, excuse me. She thinks that he snuck Alma out of the hospital using the alias Betty Drake. But he told her that he didn't. He told her that he did try to go back for Alma, but she had a heart attack and died.
You mean Jude? You're getting your people mixed up tonight, sis.
I'm sorry. No, I have it written down here that she asks him if he really took out Judy, and he said he went back for Alma, but she had died.
Oh, okay.
Alma died in the asylum. I know she did. I remember that. But he took out, because he couldn't take her out, he took out Jude. Because he saw Jude sitting in the big room where they usually play the Dominique song, but you know, they had taken out all music at that point. So he found Jude sitting in that rec room, and then that's how he knew that she was still there. So that's how he took her out. But anyway, I might have it wrong, guys. I do want to let you know that I apologize. My notes could be wrong. But so he does tell her, this is the beautiful part of this, I think. Kit tells Lana the beautiful part about when he brought Sister Jude home. She did start to recover. But she went through these terrible spells of madness where she still believed herself to be actually Sister Jude, an administrator of Briarcliff, not Judy, you know, the grandmother, sort of, because that's what she ultimately became to Kit's two babies, was a grandmother to them.
Which I love that whole scene.
Yes. And it really shows you that she really did have some pretty bad violent spells. She was about to whack the kids with a broom at one point. But it was really awesome at that time when she was about to hit the kids with the broom. The children took her hands and led her into the woods outside of Kit's house. And then when they returned, it's like she was back to her old self. They were dancing. It was a really beautiful scene where she was dancing. She was teaching Kit how to swing dance in the living room of the house. It was very beautiful.
How to swear like a sailor. I love that part.
Yeah. So he said everything went well for 6 months. And then unfortunately, Judy got very sick. And it's a beautiful shot where the kids tell her goodbye, and the little kid and Kit's kids are Thomas and Julie. Okay, they say goodbye to Judy, and it's so sweet. They call her Nana. You know, I mean, it's just it's so beautiful, and like the power of forgiveness in that scene. No matter the horrible things that she did to Kit in the asylum, almost sterilizing him, the physical abuse, the mental torture. I mean, just everything that she did to him, he still stayed there with her, him and his children, and loved her until the day she died, and forgave her for that. I mean, it just still gives me goosebumps to think about this episode because it was just so powerful.
I watched it earlier, so it's pretty fresh in my mind. And it's, like I said, it ranks up, and everybody knows how much I love Devil's Night.
Yeah.
But it ranks up really highly up there with that episode.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Scathach comes and she asks Judy if she's ready to die. And Judy tells her that she's finally at peace. And then that's when Scathach bends down to give her that kiss. Her wings explode, you know, things like that. So then we go back.
That was really pretty visuals too.
It was
when she's kissing Jude and her wings. Yeah, that was really pretty.
It was gorgeous. So now we go back to 2013. And in this interview, remember Lana's giving the expose. She talks about how Monsignor Howard turns into Cardinal Howard and his misguided hiring of like Dr. Arden while he was still Monsignor gets probed, so to speak. And Lana, I mean, she literally chases his ass down to get this expose. I mean, just to talk to him.
Sunday, no doubt.
Yeah. And that was awesome that she literally had no shame chasing his ass down, getting him to answer for the things that he did, you know? So this guilt of what he did, which I'm surprised he felt guilt, but all the hounding and everything, it just drove him. He killed himself, unfortunately. It was a very beautiful, it was so weird. It's a very sick scene. He's killing himself, but it's so beautiful. The scene where he cuts his wrists in the bathtub to kill himself, you know, and yeah, I mean, the visual effects of it were just stunning.
To him all the crap that he did at the asylum, and he just couldn't take it anymore. Right. You know, that's my thought.
And then he takes a coward's way out and kills himself rather than confess to his crime and serve up for him.
Yep.
Typical. So, I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just giggling at your typical. Go ahead, go on.
Oh. So, back in the expose, Lana has talked about Cardinal Howard, and Lana after that, she changes the subject and she talks about her child by Dr. Threadson. Now, the reporter asks her about the child that died at childbirth that was Dr. Threadson's. So she admits that the baby did not die in childbirth, but she gave it up for adoption. We see when Lana has the baby and how she never wanted to touch it or be with it, not even to nurse it. But when it was hungry and wouldn't eat anything else, she did nurse it. But even that did not change her emotion or her feelings about her own child. So she does admit, though, that she tracked him down in the mid-70s. And it was a really cool part where she kind of saved him from this bully in the school ground. And it would have been a really cool part if like she would have saved him from his crappy life in the orphanage with like no clothes and no food and a whole bunch of mean people and shit around him. But she didn't. She just totally left him there, you know. She had no apparent guilt. I guess she did. She discussed her guilt with the reporter. But she did say that her son did not recognize her, but she recognized him. So Lana also says that later she became godmother to Kit's children after he remarried. And Thomas became a law professor at Harvard and Julia a neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins. So Kit got pancreatic cancer. He was pretty young too. He was probably only like 40.
Yeah.
And Lana basically said that he just disappeared. But we get a flashback about how his spirit was taken out of his wheelchair by the aliens. So it's like the aliens took him back home with them. Maybe to cure his cancer, maybe to keep his body. I have no idea what for. We never got the answer on that. We just know that Kit was taken by the extraterrestrials, which was really cool. I just kind of liked it how they were very little in the storyline, but when they were in the storyline, it was a dominant storyline. So okay, so when the interview crew leaves after the interview is all wrapped up, Lana pours a drink for Johnny because she recognized him. I didn't. I didn't at first. I didn't recognize Dermot Mulroney or whichever when, you know, the crew was there.
In the first,
So she tells him he doesn't need to hide anymore. So he comes out and he tells her that he infiltrated the film crew to find her. Lana said she recognized him instantly. But she does not, I guess the police had warned her about Johnny, so she was kind of prepared. I guess they kind of came to her and told her that he was suspected of recreating the bloody face murders of his father. So I guess she anticipated that he would be coming for her, which he did. Let's see. Okay, he says that he recognized her. Okay, so when Johnny and they start talking, he says that he recognized Lana on the playground, and also that he found his father's confession tape on eBay. Internet, power of the internet. She admits that neither of his parents loved him, despite the fact that Thredson kind of seemed like he did. I mean, I guess he kind of did. She confronts him about what he wants, and he holds a gun to her head. She describes the irony that Thredson hated guns and that his son is using them, you know. So Johnny says that he just wants his dad to be so proud of him, his dad, a fucking maniac. She says that Johnny could never be a monster like his father. She cradles his face and gets him to put down the gun. He begins to weep. You know, I guess kind of feeling, now that he's feeling the love of his own mom and the forgiveness of his mom, he starts to cry and get very emotional. So Lana tells him, "It's not your fault, baby." And then she says, "It's mine," and then fires the gun at him and shoots him right in the head. So Johnny bleeds out on the carpet as the police sirens start streaming outside. And Lana remembers her first meeting with Sister Jude at that point, when she's in her office with the whole Briarcliff thing about the bakery. Jude cautions Lana against, you know, her ambitions as a reporter. And Lana pointed out that Jude had similar ambitions for Briarcliff. Now, believing they'd never meet again, the nun attempted to leave an impression on the reporter. Jude's eyes seemed to reflect the light unpleasantly as she told a confident Lana, "If you look in the face of evil, evil's going to look right back at you." Yep. So then Lana leaves Sister Jude's office, and then we get that statue that's in that front lobby, right behind the infamous black stairwell. We get that statue of the Virgin Mary. So they both leave and they go about their business while the Dominique song kind of echoes in the halls of Briarcliff. So
good ending.
They end. Yeah, I mean, again, that was so awesome.
Yeah, good episode.
All right, guys. So before we go any further, if you would like to know now what the actual contest book is, I would absolutely like to tell you it. But first, I'm going to let you guys know, don't forget, we're going to be back September 5th for Beyond the Horror Cult. And we're going to be here after every single episode of American Horror Story Season 7, immediately following the previews for next week. Together. Tammy, Casey, and myself will be back on Friday at 9 p.m. to do the end to Beyond the Horror and announce the contest winner of the $20 gift card. And of course, every Wednesday, I'm still live streaming, weekly Wednesday live streams. And yeah, don't forget to go check out my website, www.mariannemoody.us, for the free short horror shorts. And you can check out my books. Okay, so if you guys want to know the actual book for this week, I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually Freakonomics. And it's Stephen Levitt and Dubner. Levitt and Dubner. So just Freakonomics. I don't know if you can see it. This is one of my favorite books in the entire world. I don't know if this thing can even focus on it, but if you have it, you have it. Good for you. If you don't, well, you need to go get a copy. But this is the book. This is the title. That's what you want. Okay. Thank you all. What's up, darling?
I was just thanking BRT for linking your website
Yeah.
URL.
Thank you so much, BRT. Okay, guys, so we're going to discuss more of this episode. If you have any questions about Asylum, put them into the comments. If you have any questions whatsoever, put them into the comments. Yeah, so, I mean, again, this was just a really great episode.
It was shot really well, too. The cinematography and the settings and all that, and all of it. I thought it was really great.
Absolutely. Love you too, Cry Deluxe. Mary said the F word, says Boyden.
Don't you know Mary by now?
Right?
Throws it out there once in a while.
Glenn Murphy says, I'm sorry, but who is selling a confession tape on eBay? LOL. Right?
Like I replied, you'd be surprised at what serial killer memorabilia is out.
Boyden. Yeah, the dark web. If you go to the deep web, you can find anything there. It's sad, but you can. I don't know why they said eBay. They should have put the deep web, and then people would have been like, oh.
No, I see it on Facebook.
What?
I see serial killer stuff all the time on Facebook.
Well, I know, but like the real, like the Karla Homolka tapes and stuff like that, you know, the stuff that's supposedly banned, you can find it easily on the deep web. It's very sad, but you can. Even unexpectedly. I would have no idea, you know, about any of that shit, but I do know for a fact that you can find them on there.
Oh, yeah. Philip, yes, we are going to be doing Kevin, but not till January. Is that right, sis?
Yes, we're going to start Kevin in January.
So we've got Cult coming up in September, so that'll take a couple months. And, yeah, the holidays. So we'll get through all that together.
Absolutely. And then I have my Ash versus Evil Dead live stream starting. So yeah, we're not going to do Coven until January, which is awesome though, because we're going to do Coven and Freak Show next year. Then we're going to do season 8 and then we're going to do Hotel. So Yay. You guys, we're all going to be here together for a long time. Glenn Murphy says, Mary, by the way, that Instagram story of you giving the finger was iconic. Oh, thank you. The PETA says, LOL, Glenn, I was dying laughing when I saw that. I was like, hell yes, Mary. That's right. Yeah, my Instagram, all of my social media stuff, guys, is at MaryGirl Moody. So I'm so sorry, Tammy. I'm just looking at
no worries. No worries. They're asking me who I'm friends with that I see serial killer stuff on Facebook.
Right?
It just comes up because it interests me. So, yeah. And I guess they throw the ads up into as to what your interests are. So, yeah, Glenn, I agree. The first 2 episodes of Freak Show were great. The end, yeah.
Good luck getting through that snore fest that is Freak Show. No, Glenn. Freak Show was amazeballs. No, Cry Deluxe. No, guys. Freak Show was great. You guys will all watch it together, okay? And we're going to go back on it. And we're going to remember how awesome of a season that was, except for the whole Jimmy Lobster Hands with the neighborhood wives thing.
Yeah,
I didn't get that. I mean, seriously. Do 70s women really do that? Or 60s women? I mean,
what if you just ask them? I mean, look how demure they had to be so obedient to their husband's light, you know.
But it's just so weird.
Yeah.
You know? It's just weird. Boyden asked, Mary, what if we get a spring season 8? That would be nice. I think they mentioned something about a spring season, but they cannot literally film American Horror Story at any time without the public knowing about it. And we found that out with last season. They tried to keep season 6 a secret. And unfortunately, it was the security guard who snapped the picture of the Croatoan on the tree. That went viral, and then everybody knew, oh my God, season 6 is about the Roanoke colony. And then most of us that are like, no, it's probably the way that it ties into season 1, but it really was the way, really was the way that they went. So I think we can all basically agree that there's no way they can do any kind of filming or anything for American Horror Story without people knowing. There can't even be fake teasers out there without people going crazy over it.
Right.
There's no way they could do a secret season. I'll tell you that right now. And if they manage to get a secret season actually done, I will bow down to them and call them master, because I don't know of any other show that's been able to do that. Film a season while they film another one and do all their other work. I don't know. But guys, by the way, every Monday I'm doing a new show. It's called Mondays Are Murder, and it highlights an unexplained disappearance, murder, or strange crime, something like that, to help bring light to it, to get it solved. So that's every Monday, 7 a.m. Mondays Are Murder. There's already 3 episodes out, so if you want to go to my playlist, Mondays Are Murder, and you guys can watch it. The Angry Fan, Casey, is doing family things right now, but he will be back on Friday because we are going to be discussing wrapping up Asylum then, and then doing the contest announcement then. So don't forget, guys, this is the last episode that you can participate into the contest. After tomorrow night, we will not be taking, which is July 25th. After July 25th, we will not be taking any more people for the contest. So you got to make sure that you get them all in before tomorrow midnight. Okay. So, Mary, we need to get you on as a writer the next season. I'm trying, Cry Deluxe.
We've been trying since Roanoke.
Right. We don't have a children's ward. I see a lot of that quote in the comments. Glenn Murphy says, Audrey Tyndall is one of my favorite AHS character, said no one ever. Oh my God, that's brutal.
I have to reply to this. Somebody mentioned my favorite show. But Casey redid it with a better song, so you can go check out Burnt Toast and look for that because it was amazing.
Yeah. And Tammy, wait. Chase wants to know if you got to see the Walking Dead trailer.
I did, and that's what I was just referring to. It was great, fantastic, but their song choice was horrible. So Casey re-edited it with a better song choice.
Badass. I have to see that. What's up, Oakley? I noticed you. Yeah, we did see the post where Ryan was a clown. Hey, Tammy, where did Casey post the Walking Dead trailer with a better song?
On Burnt Toast.
On Burnt Toast, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely, Oakley. We'd absolutely notice you. Do I have a petition? Asked Cry Deluxe. Yes, I do actually. It's in the link. Petition link to make Mary an American Horror Story writer. Right in the description. Just scroll down, click it. You know, I haven't clicked that thing in a while. How many? There's 220 signatures, or 280. No, 220. Sorry, 220 signatures. So add your signature, and when we reach 500, we're gonna give it to Ryan.
Wait, I can just put links in now. So I'll link you guys Burnt Toast. It's in the description.
It's in the description, guys. Seriously, just scroll down a tiny bit, and it's in the description.
So, thank you, BRT.
Is BRT doing the super chat again?
Yes, of course.
Oh, BRT, you are badass. Thank you so much. Guys, don't forget, if you want to contribute to the prizes on the channel or just contribute to the channel at all, click the super chat button. It is underneath the chat, right beside the emoji con button. Thank you so much, BRT. Angry Fan, I have seen Scream Queen Season 2. And it wasn't that great, but it was all right. I don't think we're going to get a Scream Queens Season 3 based on that. But it was still pretty good. You know, I'll definitely watch it again. Okay. Jamario says, if I met Audrey Tyndall, I would say that accent gotta go.
Almost forgot who Audrey was.
What?
I almost forgot who Audrey was, and then it dawned on me right as soon as I thought I forgot.
Audrey Tyndall. Yeah. Oh, Glenn wants to know if there is any update on the subscriber drama. And all I gotta say is, ever since I booted Omar off the channel and his 47 alternate YouTube channels, my subscriber level increased 200 by less than a week.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was showing my husband my analytics after I booted him from the channel. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty insane. I snapped it and sent it also to YouTube to show them, you know, what had been changing since then. So, and how it's been getting better. So yeah. No, it's great, Glenn. He still stalks the channels. Unfortunately for him, though, he gets reported every time. So, I mean, he's just digging himself a much deeper, huge hole. I just feel bad for him, because let me tell you something. I would rather my husband divorce me, my children hate me, be homeless, depressed, and suicidal, and I would still want that life rather than to be Omar. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Oakley, for signing the petition. I really appreciate it. She is not like in Scream Queens. Who, Boyden? Cry Deluxe says, Coven is my favorite season and Hotel has the best fashion. Overall, my first and fourth favorite seasons. Okay. Boyden, you get a new teaser every week, right, Tammy, for season 7?
Yeah, hs7.com, but they haven't released this week's, I don't think.
Yeah. So, but you got to subscribe to their ahs7.com, and you get it personally sent to you.
Maybe they do it on Tuesdays.
I don't know what days they're doing it, to be honest with you. I know they've only got 2 out right now.
Right.
There we go. Some people want to know, how do I know that Omar is still coming back? Well, I know by his IP address. So, and unfortunately, he's been flagged with YouTube. So they are aware of, I believe, his name and address and like the stuff that he's using. So they flag it also internally. So, I mean, that's how I know, because he's been reported. But yeah, I know, Glenn, it's a weave snatching situation. Yeah, poor Chase. Poor Chase had no idea that any of that happened. And I didn't know that Omar was about to stream with Chase. And Chase does a live stream with him just like 2 hours after.
Chase,
I confronted him.
I just have to thank you for putting up with that.
The Pitas asks a very good question, because a lot of people don't understand this. American Crime Story Season 3, Hurricane Katrina. Can someone tell me how this ties into crime? Woo, Pitas. Okay.
Oh, honey,
You might be from a foreign country, so it's totally cool. I understand. You could hear Tammy screaming already in the comments.
That was such a big cluster, you know what?
It was the biggest screw up in the United States history, aside from 9/11, and both Bushes were involved. It's really kind of I mean, still, okay, so when Hurricane Katrina hit Florida, because I was living in Florida at that time, when she left Florida and went to Louisiana, that's when she gained the most strength in the Gulf. So when she hit Katrina, she hit it full force, broke the levees, and thousands of people were forced into the stadium in New Orleans. They were all promised, the elderly communities, everybody in the stadium, people who were on top of their homes, because that's how bad the flooding was, that they had been literally stranded on top of the roofs of their homes. They were all told help is coming. FEMA is coming. Like, what was it, Tammy? 8 days later, nobody still came. People were literally left to die and rot in New Orleans when Katrina came. Bush sent nobody to help them. Nobody. So many elderly especially died during hurricane or after Hurricane Katrina because they were just left. And then, of course, when they knew that the hurricane was coming, they didn't tell anybody to leave. I mean, that's what I remember correctly. I wasn't in New Orleans at the time, but they didn't. By the time it got so strong, there was not enough time to warn people to leave. So they didn't have any transportation. They weren't prepared, unfortunately. So, but yeah, the aftermath of how the United States government left them there for over a week.
Did you read Debbie's comment?
What, Tammy?
Did you read Debbie's comment? She's from New Orleans in the 9th Ward and lived in St. Bernard.
Oh, no, I did not see. I'm so sorry. I can't see underneath PETA's comments.
Yeah, I can reread it. Hold on just a second. Let me scroll up.
Okay, thank you.
Debbie, our favorite Bebby, says, holy crap, I'm from New Orleans, 9th Ward, and lived in St. Bernard. We lost everything. Wow.
The levees, as far as I know, they weren't the best as it was. So when the hurricane hit and they broke and the water flooded, because remember, guys, levees are built outside of cities that are on coastal waters to keep, in case there's a tsunami or something, to keep the water from overtaking the city. I don't know when's the last time New Orleans has ever been hit by a tsunami, but they've been hit by hurricanes. And those levees just weren't so great. So unfortunately, yeah, when they broke, they flooded the entire city. And anybody who didn't get to high ground fast, they drowned. And like I said, even the people who were left behind, all those people who were left behind, they were told every day, help is coming. No one came. No one came. There were senators who had their parents in retirement homes in Louisiana, in New Orleans, and they were pissed because they were told, all of them, don't worry about your parents. We got them covered. FEMA's coming. And nobody came for their parents either. I mean, that's why a lot of people were pissed about it, because I think New Orleans is one of the biggest center. Well, no, that's Dallas. Never mind. For the CIA, that's Dallas. Never mind. But anyway, it just, yeah, that's got to be the biggest crime in American history. I mean, it's.
Seen any of the news footage, go YouTube documentaries, you guys, because like Mary said, next to 9/11, this is probably one of the worst government screw ups that we've had.
Absolutely. In a long time. Absolutely.
Debbie said, like, in her parish that 4,000 homes were destroyed.
Wow. Wow.
Oh. An entire old folks' home was left stranded and they all died.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. If you watch those documentaries, especially like they would put an X on every door where they found a dead body, and there were X's on every single door. And I remember after Katrina hit Florida, I mean, she was even pretty bad when she hit Florida. I remember being spray painted on the side of the walls, and even in West Palm Beach, such a prestigious area as West Palm Beach. You know, we have guns, don't loot, things like that. I mean, when you see it, it's pretty screwed up. But I mean, yeah, Katrina was just, that has to be the biggest crime in America.
So with Ryan's spin on it, he's going to make this story known.
Yeah.
So, which is good because it needs to be told.
Absolutely. And I'm so sorry, guys. I cannot find the chat. It's not refreshing for me right now. So I'm trying to get to it. Well, we're going to be ready to do shout outs soon. And I want to make sure that I can do the shout outs, that I can read them. So Tammy there we go. Thank you.
Didn't I say 40,000, Debbie? If I didn't, I'm so sorry. She thought I said 4,000. It was 40,000. Homes that were lost in her entire parish, which is like a county, she says. That's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Absolutely. And yeah, I hear my family coming home. They went to go see my husband's mom's or my mom-in-law. So they're home. So let's go ahead and start wrapping up the stream again, guys. If you want a shout out, please put it into the comments. But yes, thank you guys. That is a very tragic story. Hurricane Katrina, I mean, seriously, I am so happy that Ryan is doing an episode on Crime Story because nobody ever went to jail for what they did, for all those people that were murdered afterwards, raped and robbed, all the crime that happened, the looting, and what those people, they were left for literally a week on top of a house or stranded in a stadium, no supplies, no food, no fresh water, dead bodies everywhere, littering the water. Nothing was sanitary, nothing was fresh, left them there like that for a week. A week. The United States government did that. I mean, seriously, I'm so happy that Ryan is bringing a big highlight to this story because it is tremendously terrible. And Debbie, I'm so freaking glad that you made it, honey.
Yeah, me too.
So, okay, let's go on ahead, guys. And if you want to shout out, go on ahead and put them into the comments. And Tammy, is there anything that you wanted to say, darling?
No, I think I'm pretty good for now.
Okay.
Let's just hurry up September. We can almost skip my birthday month to go into September and October.
No, we need August. No. We cannot skip August. It is an important month.
Okay. Just because I was born then.
Yes. Thank you so much for your sweet words, Gabriel. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Chase, exclamation point. Chase, you definitely have a shout out. Charlie Michaels, well, shit. Shout out to Glenn. Shout out to Debbie. Shout out to Philip. Shout out to, of course, Steve B. Shout out to Cry Deluxe. Shout out to Charlie Michaels. Shout out to Philip. Shout out to, let's see. Darn it. There we go. Shout out to Jamario. Shout out to Craig Cass. Thank you, Craig, for your sweet words. Hey, Hannah. Shout out to you. Gabriel says his or her mom was in Hurricane Katrina. Whew, hope she made it out all right.
Right?
Glenn says, can we all agree that Mary's realness was the highlight of their day? Thank you, Glenn. I try to keep it real. Huge shout out real quick to Tammy and Gary at BRT. You guys are amazeballs. Thank you so much for being awesome at this. Pitas, shout out to you. Gabriel, shout out. Shout out, of course, again to Abby and Alex, Jason, Thomas Perry. Katrina was honestly one of the biggest American tragedies to this day. And I'm so sorry, Debbie. Thank you, Jason, for your sweet words. Angry fan. My day wasn't the best, but it's better now that I'm with you guys. Thank you so much for your sweet words, Noah. Shout out to Michael Moust, Steve B, Jamario. Thank you so much, yes, everybody, for all of the likes. And I think that is it. If I forgot you guys or if I didn't see you in the comments, put it in there now. But guys, don't forget, I'll be here every Wednesday to talk American Horror Story Season 7. We're going to be back this Friday with Tammy, Casey, and Maisie. We're going to give the contest winner and give out the last Chase exclamation point. Shout out to you, darling. We're going to give out the contest winner, announce that, pick it as well. And yeah, Mondays are murder. We're going to be doing Beyond the Horror Cult, September 5th. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff here and the Burnt Toast channel. Don't forget, guys, link to the Burnt Toast channel is in the description. Now, please, guys, don't forget that Burnt Toast was also affected by the subscriber glitch as well and Omar. So if you could please show them some love, go over there and like their videos, possibly subscribe if you see what you like. That would greatly help the channel very much. Thank you all. Okay, Miss Tammy, I believe that's it. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. Tammy, you again are amazing. Thank you so much for being here with me, sis.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Casey, Tammy, we know you guys aren't here, but we love you. We give you a huge shout out. And yeah, thank you guys again for watching. You are all amazeballs, and we will see you guys on Wednesday and Friday of this week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.